good, everybody? Welcome to the Ramblers podcast. The third
Episode 3.
Finally here. It's KingJulianno, your boy Julian.
My name's Shalom, or you can call me Shalomy the shit.
Oh, bro. It happened.
Hey guys, Ramble podcast here. This is our episode 3 of our podcasting series. It's Shalomythehomie, and yeah, it's my co-host.
What's up, boys? My name is Julian. You can call me KingJulianno, whatever you guys want to call me. Welcome to the podcast.
Mateo, Odit, and BustDownBuddah.
We got some guests here, you know what I'm saying? Very last minute spot, but something kind of, but I can freestyle sometimes, so
Bust out a freestyle right now.
Bust out a freestyle right now?
Bust out a freestyle right now.
Alright. Yo, my name is Lil Jewel. You say that I'm not cool, I'll hit you with the tool. You looking like a fool.
Yo, what's the tool, bro? What's the tool?
Just because I'm from Lil Glen don't mean I don't got bars.
Well, anyways, you can rap. My friend BustDownBuddah over here can actually rap too.
Yeah, this guy makes music, so shouts out to him. How long you been?
Now, I've been doing music for about a year, pretty much. Been grinding for a long time. About to get my new EP out. It's called Forever Means Nothing. You guys can check it out whenever you guys want. I'm on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, almost every other platform. Just look up BustDownBuddah and that's me.
Like, where did it start off? What do you say? Like, I mean, I sound like an interview dead ass.
Okay, so it literally started off just by biggest influence, I told everyone, is Uzi, obviously. So I heard him do it, and it was catchy. I liked it.
Yeah.
But the plan was basically, okay, cool. Like, in my head, it was like a lot of people say it's easy, so like I wanted to try it out. So I literally, instead of dropping 1 or 2 songs, I dropped the whole ass EP with 12 songs. But
it was High Life, right?
Yeah, High Life is my highest song, and that one peaked at 4,000 plays. And now in that EP, every play has around 1,000.
And you just see it like start to kind of bubble like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Now,
definitely.
How long ago was it when you made that first EP? That was your first EP, right?
Yeah.
So how long ago was that? Was that a couple
now
months?
I want to say that EP was summer of my junior year going out senior year. So literally now almost 2 years.
Damn.
So yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. If you do something, make sure you like what you're doing.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, and put pride on it, because whatever you make in your art, no matter if it's drawing, it's all I can really.
That's all you can do. Like that's the life philosophy I try to live by. Lately.
That's the reason why we're kind of doing this podcast, low key. Like we kind of talked about it already, right? We kind of talked about it, but like we just want to try things. Julian and me just mostly been wanting to do this.
Yeah. And I mean, round of applause to them. Like, dude, no one out here that I know is doing podcasts. I hear a lot of people trying to do what they're doing.
But they're not doing anything about it.
They're not doing anything.
Because I was guilty of, for the longest time, doing that. And a lot of people that know me, they know that I've been struggling with that, like saying stuff, putting stuff out there, and then kind of not doing it. But like with this platform, I would say, we're actually kind of doing stuff now. Like, my friend, my boy Julian right here, we're just kind of putting these out. We have to work on being a little bit more consistent with our like podcasting, but we're doing one right now. So
yeah, we're finally getting around. We're finally getting around to it, and like I kept saying, like I feel like a lot of times in my life I've been searching for something that's like gonna make me happy.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to school right now. I'm 18 years old. I just finished my first semester of college, and like I've been kind of searching for like an outlet or some sort of hobby. And I've always been talking to this guy for like a year. I want to do something with radio. Like I don't know. I'm just like this is something that's gonna make me happy. It's something that I want to do. I think everybody needs to live their life like that. Do what makes you happy because life's not promised. Like, we really don't know how much time we got left on the earth. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. Like, it doesn't even matter if the earth ends or not. You could literally, like, be dead, like, a day after tomorrow.
It's like stuff happens.
Just stuff happens, you know?
But definitely appreciate the people that you have in your life.
Yeah.
Like, definitely, because sometimes you don't really think about it, but you can take it for granted sometimes.
Yeah.
And I know I'm speaking for personal experience, too, you gotta remember where you came from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you can't just, like, be like... If you ever become successful, whatever you're doing, you always gotta remember where you came from, and so
always stay humble.
It's something. I mean, like knowing different personalities, knowing different connections, seeing different people, and like it's a crazy world out there. Yeah, it's a trip out there. Just from like 1 year old to 19 years old, just that whole like the whole life experience. But we're still young, so I don't want to sound like I know like a lot of things, but
the older you get, the more you learn things. You know what I mean? The more time comes, the more with experience. Like I've learned a lot of things. Like I have to say, like I haven't had the hardest life, but I've definitely learned a lot just from like growing up about like different
For
things.
sure.
No, I mean these guys are just growing up. You know, they're in middle school, but a lot of crazy stuff though happening with the kids in middle school.
Ooh, I got you. We've
So-
had like, let's say,
Oh my god.
you don't even know how many fights this year. It's mostly girls out of school.
Anyways.
Yeah. I mean, going back to the topic of just life in general, a big advice I give everyone, and
Are you
I
still
try.
recording?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of
Oh
course.
my bad.
Big advice I give myself and to everyone, even the young people, is just know whatever comes in your path. Two things: don't look back, and another is to know that time really heals anything. Even if that means like you lost someone deeply to you, a parent, a grandmother, whoever, a friend that's really close to you, just know at that moment it's gonna hurt. Just like a fresh cut, it's gonna hurt,
Yeah.
but
Right.
eventually it's gonna turn into a scab. After the scab, it clears off, and it's still gonna be there. It's a scar, but you're not gonna remember it for long.
Kind of like, you know, when you get older, I guess it happens, you know, like people like they don't do what they like, or like they kind of like they try to prove themselves to people, and then, you know, like, but in reality, you know, they kind of figure out later down the line I was trying to prove to people like about what, but like I really wasn't happy doing that, so like
Yeah.
kind of just waste their lives doing that. But hey, you know, at least they're doing something. But you know, we can't really say anything about that. But yeah, we're just doing the things that we're doing right now, as we said, that we like,
Yeah.
and we should probably transition.
Anyone got any crazy stories?
Crazy stories in high school. All right, I got one. So I'm not gonna name who it is
People, yeah.
or anything, but just know there was a guy in track and field, did football with us. He was probably one of the stars in the football field, and he was great dude. He's an awesome dude. Like, he looks scary because he's big and all, but like he's honestly one of the nicest dude I've ever
respect
met.
to him.
One of the most humblest persons out there.
Yeah.
It's just so cool with them. But
For real.
let's just say with that, dude was running on track and he had boxers on, and let's just say his hoo-ha fell off.
Oh, bro.
I think I know who you're talking about. I think I know.
And
who
this
you're
was
talking
like in
about.
the middle of like the school time or like.
Like I think it was in the track meet.
That's
and
all
it was
you
a
can
funny
do.
memory.
That's all you can do, especially like in those embarrassing moments. That's what I like to do. Like I don't make a big deal out of it. Like let's say like I
Well,
slip.
are you coming from experience?
Well, yeah, no, yeah. Okay,
Yo.
hey, that hasn't happened to me.
Yo,
but
when I was younger, I actually remember my sister had a party, and then like all of her friends were over, her girlfriends, you know, and then low key, I was just playing my PS2 like I was naked, low key,
Yeah.
and then they were on the patio. But the thing about that, I was right next to the patio, and so low key, the curtain opened up, and I was just naked. They saw my, they saw everything down there, so they're all laughing. I'm like,
Yeah.
whatever, because I was young, so I was like, whatever.
you're like a little kid, so like
Little
probably
kid.
didn't even phase you that much.
Yeah, but anyways, that happened. that happened.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey,
yeah.
and all you can do is just laugh it off, bro.
For real.
All you can do.
Yeah. Like another story, at our school in Willow Glen, there was only one fight every year.
Yeah.
And it was either
Girls?
it was girls the whole time. There was no guys who fought, and if they did, it was like outside of school, so no one really
No one really tripped.
Yeah, because it was like only their friends knew what happened, not us. But it's like when they fought, it was like just funny because it was just every year it was just a freshman class. Like even our class, our freshman class, there was a fight between two girls. Then the next year after that, freshmen's again. And then I think it was our junior year, it was actually a freshman and then a junior. Yeah. It was
Damn.
But it was
Yeah.
like an algorithm, just one fight a year. I was
It was
like,
one
cool.
fight a year. No, but what's crazy though is
Yeah,
like
dude.
at Lincoln, at least when I was there, I don't remember that many fights in high school. But it was the middle school before, right by Lincoln, Hoover. There was always a lot of fights in Hoover. I don't know what it is about
Let
Hoover.
me tell you this.
Bro, I don't know what it is about that school, San Jose.
Let me tell you this. When I went to Hoover, this is the thing that so I went to Hoover, and just to put it in perspective, Hoover is right next to an elementary school called Trace.
Yeah.
So it goes Trace, Hoover, and then Lincoln right next to it.
Yeah.
So all the kids who went to Hoover went to Lincoln, except for this dumbass. He went to Hoover and went to Willow Glen. So I literally like dispatched all my friends that I met in Hoover. But in Hoover, let's just keep this in mind. From what I learned is that in middle school at Willow Glen, they used to play with yo-yos and stuff. What I remember in Hoover was we used to body shot each other. And we used to always back then Shuffle was a big thing.
Shuffle.
Shuffle.
I was me and my boy Easy. I don't know where he's at, but they called him Easy. Me and him were literally the best dancers there, and we just go at it and shuffled in the little hallway. If you guys like, just to put in perspective, it's like a hallway, and all it is just big like what are they called?
Poles?
Yeah, just big poles, and it's walking to like the math
the
building.
media center.
Yeah, there you go. And walking towards that, we used to do that, and the whole school would just look at that, and so like it would look like a fight, cause legit when there was a fight,
Yeah.
everyone would
Everybody
go around.
was
Yeah,
crowded.
so all the administrators would run, and they'd be like, "What are you guys doing?" We'd be like, "Dancing."
We're just dancing. We're just having fun.
Yeah. So like they'd be like, "Oh, cool. I guess just continue."
Yeah. No, I remember, dude,
Yeah.
I even saw, speaking of that, I remember, I think it was YouTube. I don't remember how I came across. I literally saw a YouTube video of like 2013, 2014, Hoover Middle School Shuffle Dance Battle. And it was just like a big old group of kids.
It was big.
I remember just
And-
seeing like.
That scene was crazy.
Yeah, there's the
Came
thing
around.
too. When I was in it, there was a group that we made up that was like a clique also, I guess. And it was
Yeah.
called DTH, which stand for Down to the Hood. And like legit, you'd have to be one of the dudes that body box like people. And like I'm not gonna say like I did shit in all of them, but like I got my ass handed to me like one time.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was one time, and it was to a dude named Isaac. You probably know him. He went to Lincoln too.
Yeah, that's what
But it was yeah, and he like he was good. He was good. I was just swinging like a stupid ass, and then this dude just went ham. I like props to him. It was cool, but like that was like the only time. And then another fight that happened that was big, I won't ever forget it, was there was a girl, I'm not going to say her name because, Shalom knows her too. Let's just say it's one of the girls that transferred from Hoover to Willow Glen Middle. And basically, you probably don't know her, but just know that she got expelled from Hoover because she kicked two girls' ass at the same time.
That's raw. That's
At
raw.
Hoover.
That's raw.
Yeah, at
Not
Bro,
gonna
the
lie.
girl, okay, sometimes the girls though, like the girl
They
fights
go
be
ham.
worse.
Because they grab each other's hair.
Yeah,
like,
they start
have
grabbing
long
each
yeah,
other's
and
hair.
that's
They
the
start
thing,
pulling it
yeah.
around.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I don't know how this happened.
It's like- it's
both girls ended up legit like on the floor somehow, and she like tangled both their hairs together. She was just going 1, 2,
1, 2.
and then she was like, it was going off, and I was like, whoa, like
Yeah.
that's crazy. Yeah, and then Rose Garden's right next to it. You know Rose Garden?
Yeah, of course.
Cool. And then the kids who were just down to do shit, they would like, instead of body shots, they would do actual fights, like just for fun, like just for respect. They would walk up, like everyone would know in school. So right after school, once that bell rang, we'd run to the Rose Garden, watch that shit. And you'd watch it, like it was crazy. Like it was like headshots and everything. And it was cool because it wasn't like they were fighting because they hate each other. It was just to earn respect. And it was just some type that was like cool as hell. Because after the fight, it was just handshake and cool, move on.
Damn.
That's
So
what
it was more of just like homies fighting low key.
For sure. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
I mean, sometimes it's crazy because that is the case, but then there's always people that like they push it too far, and then they get on the wrong person's nerves.
Exactly.
And I've seen that's how I've seen like hella fights start.
Most of the kids there, the 6th graders actually this year, they thought they were hella cool, and they would all ditch to go to the Rose Garden. They would post on their story, "Hey, if you want to ditch with me tomorrow," and I would be like, "Oh
That's
my."
social
You wanna
media.
dig?
So then they wouldn't show up to like 3rd period or something. Everybody be like, "Where is this person?" Like,
Yeah.
"Oh, dude, they're ditching."
They're ditching.
And they're like,
No, that's the difference though with especially with like their generation, right? Because when we were growing up in middle school, we didn't really have Snapchat. We had like
Hell
Kick,
no.
we had
Yeah,
Kick
we had
and
Facebook.
Facebook.
Kick and Facebook were literally the biggest things in
Yep.
middle school. I
And
remember
Instagram
that
kind of
plenty.
came towards the end.
Yeah,
sorta.
same Instagram
Same
and
with
Snapchat.
Snapchat.
Yeah, because I remember I made my Snapchat
Yeah.
like in the end of 7th grade, and this girl was just like, "Oh, you don't have Snapchat?" I was like, "I see no point for it. I have Kick," and I used to think Kick was
Yeah.
like the thing. And then she made me it, and I had this silly username, but I deleted that.
Yeah, hella
So-
did go. But
Yeah.
I think that's why like it's worse now, like especially for their generation, because
Yeah,
they're growing up where like
It's
everybody
crazy.
wants to post everything.
Everyone has something.
Like think about it though, like because people like ever since technology came out, when people started like fights, everybody would crowd around to record the fight, right?
It's like low key kind of stupid low key
Yeah.
because I know some people that like got in trouble for it,
Yeah.
and it's like, why?
Yeah, I was
And
like, why
it's,
even bother?
It's like why? No, it's just like why even like whip out your phone? Like
Yeah.
it's like,
And I get it. I get from like okay, because like I'm gonna be realistic with
Yeah.
myself, right? Like everybody kind of likes drama to some extent. Like it's
Oh, yeah, for
entertaining
sure.
to watch.
It's human
for
nature.
sure.
It's human
Like,
nature.
when
Like
you see a fight between like two girls or something, or your homie and this kid, you're like, oh, I
Yeah.
want to go see it. But think about their mentality now.
Yeah.
Now that they have Snapchat, that's different. Everybody wants to put everything on Snapchat.
Because it's like sometimes people don't like post anything interesting.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And sometimes it's
spice
like
it up or whatever.
Spice it up. Look what's happening in my life.
Yeah, because they're
like,
growing up in a generation now where, like, I don't want to sound like that person, but I feel like they're growing up in a generation where people low key like they be fighting for clout. Low key.
No, because
think about that. It's gonna get posted on social
like
media.
my friend Daniel actually put into perspective for me. It's like we were kind of like the last generation to like experience things before like everything.
Like the old-fashioned.
Yeah, because
or at
like,
least close to.
Yeah, because like
I mean, we did grow up on social media.
Yeah, we did, but it was like towards our end.
It wasn't as bad as it is now.
But like, because now, like, I feel like the next generation social media is like on their phones, Snapchat, and the closest thing I could think of to social media was either Facebook, Kick, or playing video games and playing online.
Yeah,
but like that's about it. Anything else, I would like play kickball outside of my apartments, play basketball, I'd run around, I'd do bike races around the block, and like that's just how I grew up, and it could be totally different from now on.
And it's like I kind of see it as like I always thought of this as this 2-dimensional thing because it's like again. You know, social media, it's opened so many doors. You know, obviously we're doing this right now. That's a part of social media. It's opening doors. But I feel like at the same time, it's had such a negative impact.
I mean,
especially on kids.
It depends like where you're like looking at, like in reality, because social media is like it's a big place. Like there's its negatives, there's its positives. People post things to be like positive. People post things to be negative. People like TMZ. Or like different like agencies, or like they just have like post drama, and then as the people get the drama, you know, like they just like everyone loves drama. Like I like drama, but it just depends like where you're looking at. You know?
Yeah, definitely. One thing that I always say is just know that if there's a dark, there's a light. There's a light, there's a dark. So just like in the internet and social media, there's a good side to it. But there's also a bad side to it. You just gotta know what you're doing.
Hey, and that's like human nature, though. You know what I mean? In general,
anything you do has consequences, even if it's good. Like you don't know.
Yeah, that's
you could do something really good, and like let's say you're giving money to a homeless man. That's a good thing, but also the negative in that is that you don't have that money anymore.
Yeah,
and they can spend it on something that's
because
going
because I've done that so many times. Like
I know you have. I know you. You've helped a lot of people, and they just give you.
Because like I'm a nice person, but like I low key have to be more selfish. Like it sucks to say.
Yeah.
It sucks to say. I mean, it sucks to say that, but I've low key been hella like supportive of like not like just like I mean I'm supportive of my friends and stuff, but like just like giving people money or homeless people like I can get easily manipulated, and you know it's like you shouldn't really put it out there.
Yeah. One thing definitely, if you're gonna help out a homeless man, if you're actually gonna really down to do that, then do what I did, because ever since that I feel like that's a lot better, because you don't know if they're gonna spend it on drugs or whatsoever. Like what I did, I literally he said I need money for food, and what I did is I was like, all right, go to the liquor store, pick what you want, and the dude picked out a big bag of chips, 2 waters, a big bottle of some brisk lemonade, and beef jerky.
Yeah, because
so he was truthful, because he bought all these big things, and he would ask me, he'd be like, can I get this? Can I get? I'd be like, dude, just get what you need.
Yeah,
get
what
you want.
Like before, like I remember like I forgot where I used to work. It's like I used to work at like a retirement home. And they gave me like a Starbucks I forgot a Starbucks card. Yeah. And me and my friend Daniel, we went to go like to 7-Eleven, and he was just waiting outside. Yo man, can I have like some money? And I'm like, oh okay, let me get you a Starbucks card. Hey man, like can you get this back? I really want to get some weed. I'm like, I didn't even bother like asking for it back. I'm like, I don't want to.
That's the thing.
Because people are like so like that, but then people are like, it's just so weird, man. Like for instance, some people could be posing as like veterans. And it's just like a lot of like, really like it has a lot of homeless people.
No, definitely, and that's
like,
definitely. I mean,
most of California is basically like
homeless.
There's a lot of homeless.
Yeah, but like
I mean,
because it's hard.
Yeah,
that's what it is. At the end of the day, it's like my paychecks last me to what I barely need. Like if I'm being honest, my paychecks at the end of the month, I barely have like $200 for myself, because I have all these bills lined up. Because once you grow up, you obviously need a car. So there goes, if you bought it off a dealership, there you go. There's a car payment, car insurance, phone bill. If you're paying rent to help out your parents, rent. If you pay for food to help out your parents to put some food on the table, food.
Yeah.
And it just
All
adds up. So
gas money.
Yeah, gas money as well.
Whatever, even clothes. But even though sometimes people clothes are still a necessity, even if you don't buy trendy clothes, you still need clothes to wear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's still an investment.
Because
and don't feel bad if y'all go to thrift shops to buy your clothes.
That's low-key like a
Hell no.
Yeah.
Most of my shirts, I get them at Didi's discount.
Yeah.
I remember I walked in there was
now.
some Elites. You remember in middle school Elites were the thing?
Yeah.
Like the Elite
the socks.
Yeah,
right?
I remember I went to Didi's and I found just a bunch of black and blue, light blue.
Wait,
black.
these aren't Elites. These are just the.
Yeah, no, I don't have Elites.
They're a little similar though, right?
Yeah. All it is it has just.
There's a lot of trends in middle school that I was never partaked in because I had no money.
Yeah.
And my mom we didn't have enough money, so I was like, I just kind of sat on the sidelines and saw everything.
I was back then what's called a swag fag.
You guys
remember that?
As you could tell, now, we all dress hella differently, and for me, I dress, I would say, pretty nice. I don't want to be
I dress casual. If I need to, I'll dress
Yo, but dead ass, I wore the same outfits every freaking time. But
that was me in
I'll
middle
make
school.
them look good though.
Well, the thing in middle school is my main problem is I just didn't match.
Yeah.
I did not know how to match at all. I would wear just stuff that don't even match.
I used to do that too.
I don't know.
But I had older brothers, so my older brothers would just be like, "What the hell? You look dumb. Come here."
Stupid.
And they'd fix me and
Fix you up.
Yeah, I remember my brother for the
Yeah.
longest time. He wanted to do barbershop, and he still wants to cut my hair, but I don't trust him. But he cut my hair once, and it was a pretty clean cut. And I mean, now he's pretty cool. Yeah, dude's I feel like he's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
He builds robots for NASA and stuff, so he's doing his own.
Hey, good for him though.
Yeah, it's
a
cool.
Good job to have. Right
Yeah,
there.
it's
doing something
solid,
that he likes.
dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like for me, I kind of had a transition when it came to clothes because in middle school, I went to a middle school that was it wasn't uniforms. Most of the sounds are unified.
Yeah.
Schools.
What'd you go do?
I went to it was called Ida Price.
It
It was on the south side over by Campbell Union
South
area.
side.
Okay,
super white boy school. It was a pretty good neighborhood. Whatever, right?
On some little section.
Yeah, on some little
White boy.
yeah. But it was free dress there. But then again, but what's weird is those kids in that area, at least during that time, they, not to sound offensive or anything, but they didn't really have a fashion sense. Everybody would dress the same there. Everybody would wear, because it was jocks, right? Those were the sportsy kind of kids. That was the whole school, was all popular sort of kids. So those kids would wear the Nike shorts, the Elites, like you said, but they'd always dress the same. There was there wasn't no skater kind of kids there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There wasn't that scene there at all. It was all
because
jocks.
when you think about it, the brands that are taking over right now is Champion, Adidas.
Which is crazy because Champions, I remember I bought a shirt for $2. And I was
Champion was a cheapy brand.
Yeah,
because
years ago.
when you think about it,
pop culture basically.
It's pop culture. You see artists, particular artists wearing these brands, like A$AP Rocky, Tyler the Creator, even some influences dress influence like Lucas Sabat. We have a lot of people.
Even Lil Yachty too.
Lil Yachty. Yeah, I mean everyone has their own lanes, man.
Yeah.
You know, personally I get influenced for what I see and just implement my own thing on it, and it's whatever. Yeah, I get influenced by older people too. Older people, how the way they dress. I like that stuff, and I'm yo.
Yeah.
And then I actually go through my dad's closets and you
find some fire stuff.
I find some fire stuff
and my great grandpa that's still alive, some of the old outfits that he has, I'm damn, this is clean, dude. Just looking through his closet.
I was never into shoes. I know a lot of people in
the shoes.
Now
that's a whole
are
culture,
big shoes.
Sneakerheads.
There you go. That's the term. Sneakerheads.
Hey, remember Tech Decks?
Tech Decks are still cool. Yeah. Yeah. Now it's literally I think there's.
I don't even know the toys nowadays, so
yeah,
I don't know the toys.
Hey, R.I.P. Toys R Us.
Yeah,
R.I.P. Toys. I didn't even go to Toys R Us, so.
Really, I used to love.
I used to go to Toys R Us.
I went to I forgot where I went, but yeah.
I'd always go to the one right here in the plant.
The plant, yeah, the one, and that was the one that was combined with the Babies R Us.
Yeah, with the Babies.
But still R.I.P. though, because honestly.
For real.
It's
it's crazy though because they're not in the U.S. anymore, but I think they're in a European country.
Canada.
They're in Canada, right? Yeah. So
everything's in Canada. Shout out to the Toronto Raptors.
Raptors, wait, right here.
Raptors.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Right
this
here.
guy's got Raptors on his hat.
We took the dub.
All the Warriors fans are gonna be mad watching this.
I don't care.
They're gonna be hey, the dislike button's right there. They're gonna be a dislike.
I mean, oh yeah, thumbs
down.
I mean, honestly, when I think about it, honestly, don't like saying that. Thumbs up, give me a thumbs up, subscribe.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you like it, you like it. I mean, at the end of the day, we're still improving on this. You know, we're
Yeah.
still doing our thing, but
I
it's
mean,
better than not doing anything.
yeah, I mean, usually when I watch YouTube, I don't really like the stuff that I see. If I like it, like I know I like
Because,
it,
yeah.
I don't even
but I don't
bother to
push the
press
person.
the
Yeah, I
dislike
don't
button
press. Yeah.
sometimes.
Yo,
Like,
what-
why? Why
If
even
I
do
don't
that?
like it, then I just like swipe out.
Yo,
And I'm just
so,
gonna swipe out.
Yeah.
Yo, deadass, some of the hobbies I honestly don't have a lot of hobbies, but I do invest a lot of times in YouTube. And so I watch all these like interviews and all these podcasts. I remember like watching like the same podcast from like No Jumper like 3-4 times. And it was like X podcast, and it was like
Bro,
there was like a lot of podcasts.
one of
that
the
I've
best
seen.
interviews for sure. Right there.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I would say so. And remember, I just like I watched this guy named what's his name? Kevin Frost. Kerwin Frost.
Oh,
Yeah, he's really like he recently released a ASAP Rocky and Ian Connor interview, and you know that's pretty fire. I know a lot about Ian Connor and ASAP
Interviews
Rocky.
are dope because like
And then like
I like watching them because everything like you're talking about with like, interviews, it all kind of relates to what we're doing right here.
Yeah, and
I
it's
like
like-
seeing people just kind of sit
it's
down
just a vibe.
and just picking apart like someone else's brain.
It's just like
Yeah.
it's just a
Which
a
is
vibe,
crazy
yeah.
because like I watched your guys' first the first 2 interviews,
yeah.
and I was telling Shalom that when I was watching it, I wasn't really bored because I literally watched it from start to end,
Thank you, appreciate
which
that.
is really cool because
Yeah.
like that long of a video.
Normally people wouldn't.
Yeah.
People usually wouldn't tune into that.
Because
Yeah,
like,
they don't because it's like they see it's
Yeah.
30 minutes and like damn they're just gonna talk. But if they click on it, they see that they're talking about something. It's like
Hey,
I tuned in. I was like,
because
yo,
that's
like,
why I try to make it something
sometimes
relatable.
it's
bro.
in there, like, you know, sometimes I
Yeah.
get it. People don't want to, like, watch, like, a 30, 40, 50
Yeah,
minute.
and I've been
and,
there. We've all been
You
there.
know,
Yeah.
but, like, I have, you know, sometimes I just watch it, and, like, if it catches my attention, because I gotta admit, some of these podcasts that I've seen are kind of, like, they kind of, like, my attention span.
Yeah,
As well.
but
Like,
I mean that's the
but-
thing though. Mind you, podcasts aren't short. Podcasts are meant to be long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be
It's-
2-minute, 3-minute videos. They're
Nah.
supposed to be a full,
Viral.
like hour.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's what it is. If you go on iTunes and put podcast, every podcast is at least 50 minutes.
Yeah. Yep. Or
Yeah.
40. Nothing under 20 minutes for sure.
I think the least amount you could probably find is 30.
yeah.
Literally 30 would be probably the minimum.
Minimum. But yeah. Right.
But, yeah, mostly,
which is
like,
crazy.
yeah, it's, I don't really mind talking for this long.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Because honestly, like sometimes I just like I mean, so far like we talked about, definitely like it's pretty like interesting and like stuff we like talk about all the time, and like intellectual or just like small talk or like whatever.
Yeah, it could be literally. I mean, I think the main key to having an audience is just making something that's relatable,
Yeah.
making content that's gonna
Yeah.
like right now. Everything we talked about is things that people can relate to, right? We talked about following your dreams. We talked about school stories. We talked about like everybody can relate to that in some
Exactly.
aspect. You talk
Or, like,
about things
yeah.
that are funny, things that people like. People will tune in.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
And
what I
sooner like we were talking about this, but we're gonna do like a mukbang.
Oh, yeah, which
A
is pretty cool.
mukbang.
Yeah, talking about
Right,
that.
because we're gonna have a couple people on here.
So
Right?
I have a story about that. But before that, I just want to know that the topic of this, mind you, is experiences or first experiences. And one thing I could say that, because I'm a swimming instructor and I have this kid, right? I'm not going to say his name. He's really young, but he's really, really cool. His birthday was today. So he was scared of going in the deep water.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just terrified.
Yeah.
And something that I told him that helped me, because it was his first time, and I'm terrified of roller coasters.
Yeah.
Like I don't mess with it. But something that helped me when I went to Disneyland, because all my friends made me ride them, was have a head count, which is also by I got it from Steve-O from Jackass. I saw what he was doing. He said that he knows what it is and he knows what he's doing. It's just that mental blockage.
Yeah.
So
It could be yeah.
yeah, that's what it is. Like if you're gonna let's say you're getting a tattoo, right? You know what it is. You watched all these videos of how what's the pain ratings, and you're doing all this research off of something, no matter what it is. And it's like you get there and you're still nervous. One thing that you could do, no matter what it is just say 1, 2, 3, go, and just
Or not
on
even
that go,
or
just
not
do
even,
it.
yeah. Or not even like say
Yeah.
that because
Yeah.
definitely like it's like because what goes through your head sometimes is like what if and like what if
Big
this happens
what ifs,
it's
yeah,
like the
no.
should-haves, like, you know, sometimes
Shoulda, woulda,
or
coulda.
sometimes
Yeah.
even afterwards if you don't do it, man, I should have done that. Or
Yeah,
like,
exactly,
it's
yeah.
like you don't
we all
want to say
struggle.
that.
We all struggle.
Yeah.
We all
Yeah,
have those moments.
FOMO.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and it's
Feeling like
like
missing out and shit.
yeah, and it's it's something. But you know, like I'm glad because me and him both we work at the same place and sim instructors,
Hell yeah.
and like it makes me happy seeing these kids, you know, like swimming.
And
like,
that's
pause,
the thing.
pause, of course,
That's the
because
thing. It's like legit. We're teachers. Like to these kids, we're teaching them. So they come up to us and they don't call us instructors. They call us teacher.
Yeah.
And they don't say Angelo or they don't say Shalom. They just say, hey, Mr. Angelo, or hey, Mr. Shalom, or hey, Mr. Carlos, Mrs. Carla, or whatever the name is.
Yeah.
They know us as a teacher, and it's like it brings you a lot of like you have to you have to really have pride in that, just because that kid is looking up to you, so you can't mess around and say something wrong, so the kid can be like, oh, that's okay for him to say.
Yeah. Like cursing words.
Yeah,
like for instance, I curse a lot, and you know, like it's bad, so I kind of.
Like there's been times, like trust me,
you let
like
it slip.
if anyone's a swimming instructor, just know that every single worker there has cursed once. By accident, but that's because like it just comes naturally, like especially if you worked somewhere else. Like, cause they worked at Safeway, I worked at Safeway, Lucky's, PetSmart. I had a bunch of jobs, Target. But every single job that I had there was like, I had coworkers I would cuss. So I was so used to just being like, hey, get that, you know? And I would just.
Yeah, even on the clock, like, cause you know, it's like you're not supposed to cuss and like the workers,
but like when you're with workers, you just, that's what it is.
Sometimes the managers be doing that. Too.
Yeah,
so. They don't even care. Like,
they don't even care,
but as long as you're not singing in front of customers.
That's the biggest one.
Because, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, sometimes you can curse in front of the customers, but they have to be like, you know, it depends. Because, you know, sometimes it's just subtle or whatever. But I'm not promoting that, but it's just whatever. It's,
yeah.
Definitely you have to be conscious about it.
I think that's it's like those kind of jobs, like it's a beautiful thing, you know, to like be able to like teach like young kids. Especially because people need that, dude. Like that's how I try to live life, like to just teach other people. You know what I mean?
Teachers, dude, this is the thing. Teachers need to get paid a lot more than what they are right now.
I feel like they have to.
I feel like teachers, like they should. Personally, I feel like they should get paid just as much, or at least close to, as a doctor does. That sounds messed up, but if you think about it, who put the doctor in that position? A teacher did.
And sometimes these teachers don't get respect, and then sometimes the teacher could be actually just bad at the job.
Dude, mentally, it's a lot to go through. Like especially because some kids be bad though. So it depends.
It depends on people's like perspectives on it, because like I've had so many like.
Or it depends what you're teaching.
Yeah, because I've had so many teachers that like given me like so much stuff or like advice. And like it's just kind of strange. Like
the teachers that go out of their way to help you when they're not even getting paid for, or they're not even supposed to. Like the teachers that just walk up to you and give you that extra boost, or they're like, dude, like you could do it, or like, hey, are you okay? Like they're not getting paid for it. They're not being. They didn't get taught to. Oh, watch out. Obviously, they're being like, oh, care for the kid and this and that. But at one point, they have a connection with that kid. So it's like same thing with my kid, like most of it.
So what do you think, Al? Since you're already you're still in school?
Yeah, for real. Since you guys are in middle school, what do you guys feel about your teachers?
For me, I actually had this really nice, for my language arts and social studies, really nice teacher, but I kind of felt bad for her, because our class, she was very respectful to us and all that, really nice. Even on tests, she let us use our notes and our social studies books when other teachers didn't let us them use books and all that. So she was really nice to us, but I feel like our class kind of disrespected her, because we would do like a lot of stuff in that class. People would be yelling on their phones, eating food, all of that.
It's
and
also
it got even worse when she gave us a sub. Kids would be like banging on the desk, drawing stuff on the wall.
Alright, so what grade are you in?
6th going into 7th.
You?
Going into freshman.
You're going to You're gonna be a freshman in high school.
Yeah, this guy's.
What high school are you going to?
Lincoln.
Okay, so you.
He's the new.
You've been a quarter around the block, so you know.
Yeah, he went to Hoover too. I didn't go to Hoover. These two
Hoover,
did.
there was about 2 teachers that quit this year.
For real?
Because of the kids.
I mean, not gonna lie, it's from the.
I work at Hoover.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's like. Hey.
You work at Hoover?
Yeah, working at Hoover is cool. I mean, I'm only an after-school program.
Yeah.
But I still see like the roughest of kids. And those are the ones that need that program.
There's still fights after school.
Well, you know what it comes down to sometimes, bro, is just guidance at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, some
Yeah.
kids, like, these kids, you know, they come from homes where, like, they have families or, like, single mothers or, like, people that just can't really support them.
Or just like a really
So-
like bad,
Like,
bad
they just,
parent.
it's a bad situation, and if, like, sometimes there's kids that just be ignorant for no reason, and sometimes, you know, you're just an asshole, you're an asshole, that's it. But then there's some really kids that, like, they do this, they act like this because they're struggling, because they're going through something, like, at home. They don't got that right amount of support. from
Yeah,
their
Or they're
parents.
not getting the attention that they're
And like,
craving.
Yeah, or they're not getting the attention that they're craving. And, like,
For sure.
like things like after school programs or, like, hobbies or performing arts, like, sometimes that can really save those kids, especially if you have the
Yeah.
right kind of mentors and, like, right kind of
Yeah, I would
teachers.
definitely, because like for me, like personally, like I was always inside,
Yeah.
and so like I kind of regret like not like doing stuff like that.
You really,
But
like, branch out in the beginning. I
Branching
guess.
out, because now I'm branching out to stuff, but I
Yeah.
would definitely say it's making me happier with what I'm doing. But definitely I would recommend that for the younger kids, because like you don't want them to be doing that. Even if it's like if they're coming from a bad like bad place, bad just it could be anything could be bad for them.
Yeah.
As long as they're doing something.
The thing,
Get
like, the
distracted.
way I like to see it is, like, sometimes there's a lot of, like, not even just with kids, but there's a lot of, like, rude people sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And, like,
it's
sometimes it drives me
assholes.
crazy that, like, people just act really crazy. Like, with me, even trying to be crazy. But, like, with me, even if I'm having, like, a bad day, I still try to treat others nice. Like, I don't want to take out
Yeah.
my anger on another
Yeah,
person. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But not everybody's the same way. And sometimes, like, I'll be thinking to myself, like, why was this person such an asshole? Why were they so mean or, like, rude? Like, you know what I mean? I didn't do anything to them.
People, yeah.
But then I think you never know what someone else is going through. Like, especially because, like, working at, like, Safeway or wherever, retail, you work with customers, and you see people that, like, they'll be treating you badly, or they'll be
Yeah, it's
impatient.
like sometimes
and I'm
they're-
thinking, like, damn, like, what could have happened? This person's mother could have just passed away.
Yeah.
Someone in their family could have had a heart attack. They could be going through a breakup, a divorce. Like, you never know. You
Yeah.
only know them for the 5 or 10 minutes you're helping them get ringed up or, like, freaking
Yeah,
out.
whatever
Just-
it is,
You know what I mean? And I always try to keep that in the back of my head. That's why, like, I try not to sweat it,
Yeah.
If someone's mean, you just brush it off
Sure.
and move on,
Yeah. Yeah. My first experiences, I think, because you're going into high school, or how do you feel about that? Are you a little nervous of it, or?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
Not too nervous, though.
yeah, that's good. I mean, biggest thing I say that when you go to high school is try to get involved in a lot of things.
I would agree, and I regret, that was one of my biggest regrets,
Yeah.
especially going to Lincoln, because that school has so many
That's a
Performing arts-
performing arts
performing
school.
arts.
So
Yeah,
same as Hoover. Hoover's a big performing arts school,
yeah,
and Lincoln is too. So
yeah.
that's what they're known for. Like they have dance, they have band, they have cheerleading, and they have
Freaking
football.
mariachi.
They have they have mariachi and stuff like that. Bowling, we didn't have a mariachi, man.
Nah, it's-
we
yeah.
we barely even had a band, which is like one kid hitting the drum and the middle with the guitar.
It was kind of
That was
like
all it was.
kind of like a clubs mostly.
Yeah,
But, like,
it
clubs,
wasn't.
like,
It wasn't like
You had to find your own things like to do,
Yeah,
like low key,
which is-
like
which
And
is
so-
really cool. I mean,
it's
was,
really cool, but
It's
like
cool, but
it's also
our
kind
school,
of
our school wasn't like Lincoln.
like it was
nor
just,
it was
was
like
just kind of like you're going
So
here.
if you're
AP
going
classes.
if you're going into high school, you're becoming a freshman. It's normal that you're nervous, but just know, try to get involved with what you like.
Whatever you can.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
if you like a sport, let's say you never tried soccer or football and you want to see what it's like, go ahead and try it out. Even
Why
if
not?
you just try out, you're gonna meet people and they're gonna be like, "Oh, you didn't join." You can just tell them, "Oh no, I didn't do this." But that's your friend. Like you know him, and you can say
Yeah.
hi to him and her or whatever it is.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, just get involved in it.
I
Yeah.
regret that so much, dude, especially
Yeah.
because, I mean, I didn't entirely miss out because my last 2 years,
You were pretty lit.
my junior year, I got in leadership. I never was like a president or anything like that. I was just
But
like,
you were like helping out and stuff.
yeah, I was
That's
in the
what-
class. I did a
yeah.
lot for the events. So like, but I didn't, like I said, that was until junior year, and then that was the only thing I was doing. Senior year, I did mariachi just to do it because I had already played guitar, and I was like, you know what? Why don't I just try to do this? Because like, they do have some difficult songs, but not all their songs are super difficult. Like as long as you know how to play the instrument, you
know
can
what
pick it up.
Yeah.
So I tried that out, and I was glad because I felt like doing those classes, it just made my high school experience so much better.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people will be like, oh, it's whack to get involved, but you never know something until you try it out.
It's
Yeah,
like
definitely.
And it really helps you. It makes
Yeah.
it a better experience. It
Yeah.
feels like you're not just going to school just to, redundant classes.
Yeah.
It feels like you're finding a hobby on the side.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about it. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so my freshman year, I was into soccer, so I was playing soccer. I tried out for the soccer team.
Yeah.
I didn't make the final cuts, which was like the skill, which was fine because I hadn't played soccer in a while.
Yeah,
so
right.
it was whatever. I got cut and I didn't go to make it to the team, but I made a lot of friends starting from, let's say, mind you, soccer is a winter sport. So in the beginning of the year, it was only a group of the people who went to Hoover, which was like 4 people. So having only 4 people, and then I did the soccer tryout. I learned a lot of different people. And then from that, my sophomore year, I did football. Football literally flipped my whole high school experience, and I knew literally almost everyone at the school.
Yeah, and that's how you
And
just,
it was crazy.
that was like, for me, it's weird because for me, I was never really, like I said, I wasn't never really involved in anything till junior year. But I think, I wouldn't want to say I'm popular because the way like Lincoln worked was kind of weird. Like with the group, well, there wasn't really a popular group, but there was at the same time. It was like this weird vibe of like, everybody was cool with each other, but there was still like a popular group, if that makes any sense.
Kind of. So like everyone has their own group, but there was that
Yeah.
one group that was just.
There was like they were the sports group. They hung under like that big green. There was like this big green tarp thing.
Okay.
But like everybody was cool with each other. Everybody would dab people up, give them a handshake. Like that's how I was. But that group would always stick together for the most part. But other than that, like I kind of made my way around just because like naturally I was just a social person. Like I had so much anxiety before I went to high school because I came from a school that was like basically a bunch of white boys and like I wanted to go to Branham High School and like I didn't know who I was gonna meet in high school. I was like, damn, like I'm going to a new school. I have to go here and like I don't really got any friends except for my cousin.
That's how it be.
And then basically
That's how I felt.
I branched out because I was already naturally social.
Yeah.
So I was just like, whatever. It was chilling. And some of those people I still talk to this day. Not all of them, obviously, but
Yeah, and that's the thing. I literally like I was like I don't want to go to Willow Glen. I don't know anyone.
Yeah.
Like
I know
why
how
would I
you
want to
feel.
be here?
I know how you
and
feel.
I got I transferred. I got the paper that says okay, you can transfer. Just sign the paper and send it back. And I remember I gave it a good thought of it, and I took it to Willow Glen, like my school. And I took it and I like thought about it for like a good 3 days.
Lincoln?
Yeah, and like all I had to do was sign the paper, send it
And
back.
that's it.
And that's it. But I decided I was like, I know all these people now, and
Let
if
me
I
just
go
stay here.
back, it's like I'm just gonna redo what I already did. Why not try something different, brand new from the start with different people and different friends? Which was really cool because, I mean, I'm cool with all the people at Hoover that I hung out with and was cool with everyone. But also all the people that, like, the group that I had with Willow Glen was, like, 2 different groups.
yeah.
Which was, like, one
Yeah.
group. It was, like, it was different. It was
Yeah, it was
weird.
two in one spot.
Because I had 2 different groups, main groups that I would go to. And the one would be a bigger one on the side. And then it would be Shalom's group.
Yeah.
Which would be a
Kinda
cool little
collab
5 people.
together.
It was like-
Which was
Yeah.
cool because they were, like, I guess you could say Shalom's group was, like, the quote-unquote, like, geeks or whatever. And
Really?
then, I guess so. Because if you were to look at the other group, that would be the jocks. When I
Yeah,
went
so
was
it's like-
from the first group that was, I guess, the jocks, was sports, soccer, like, all these, like, different
Yeah,
things.
yeah, I know.
And when I went
understand.
with them, it was, like, Marvel, like, watching movies, playing video games,
Yeah.
which I had that side, too. And that I didn't have on the other
Yep,
side,
yeah.
which was for them, it was, like, I liked playing video games. I love doing it. I still do it to this day. I might just, after this, I'm just going to go play online. But
What time
that's
is
what
it
I
actually?
do. It's like 11 or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
my house.
Yeah, so
It's like-
that's that's what it is, and it's cool because
Okay.
the jock group or whatever, the jocks group or whatever, they're just like I'm cool with them, but that's what it is. I hang out more with the geeks, I guess, or whatever.
It just happens when you're like one of those people that's just very like you seem like you're one of those people that can just kind of click with anybody.
yeah,
Some
yeah.
people aren't like that. You know what I mean?
because,
There's
like-
it's hard for a lot of people to find groups.
Yeah,
to,
most
like,
of
fit in.
I have a friend where he's like antisocial, and Shalom knows him. I'm just not gonna say a name.
Yeah.
Oh.
He literally, like, since the start he was quiet, and now I'm like the closest person to him, and
Oh, okay.
dude literally like was talking about him doing YouTube videos for the longest
He
time
did.
ever,
He's doing it.
and he's doing it, and
Respect.
like he doesn't like promote it at all. Like,
He should though.
Like he should be like you'd imagine he'd
Yeah, let's
push
promote
that
it right
as much
here.
as he could,
Let's promote it right here.
but.
My bad.
Yeah. If you guys want to check him out, his name is Scrubby, Skrubbby.
That's the boy.
So he's literally the funniest guy I know.
He's like
His
really not
videos,
talkative.
he
though.
was literally when it came down to it. I think it was our junior year, right, when he started, or no, probably our senior year,
I
right?
think it was senior year.
Our senior
Yeah.
year, he was getting prepared to do it. He got he spent all his money. He bought like actual like editing software, bought his computer, all these stuff. Like he prepared for it well, and he fixed up his mic audio and bought all these mics and did all this other stuff. And I mean, the dude, he's not advertising it, and he's getting pretty big out there. He's almost at 100 subscribers, and obviously that it seems small, but to every other person who's not a celebrity or someone big, that's 100 people.
That's 100 people
that watch your
you.
video
Yeah.
and watch what you had to do. Same thing with whatever it is. If you have a painting or music, for my music, it's like cool. Like I have, let's say, 10 people who listen to it. Cool. That's 10 people that got to hear what I had to say. Anyways, next story, which is the mukbang. So I ate a lot of nuggets, so it was crazy. That was when the 100 McNugget thing was like crazy.
Yeah, definitely. We're still planning ideas for different podcasts, but I would say this one's a success.
Yeah.
Talking about like a lot of things.
Good to have you as a guest.
And
these guys too, even though they're kind of out of the picture.
For those of you
everyone's on and off, but
for those of you who watched to the very end, thank you. Whoever just skipped through this.
We low-key don't expect you to, but it's all good.
Yeah, we don't, but it's all right, you know, like, we shouldn't say that, but, but yeah, it's like whatever, but thank you. And this is the Ramblers Podcast, episode 3, and we'll see you in the next one.
Wait.
Shout out Toronto.
Comment. Hey.
See you bust it down on a nigga, shot it down, drop it down on a nigga. Not too fast, you gon' lose that. Look back at it, shawty, look back at it. I wanna see you bust it down on a nigga, shot it down, drop it down on a nigga. Not too fast, you gon' lose